Welcome to the Etsy Entrepreneur Podcast, where sellers can get help starting, building, and growing their Etsy business so that they can make extra money pursuing their passion. Are you ready to get the tips and strategies you need to be successful? Then let's get started. Here is your host, a top 1% full-time Etsy seller, LL.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the Etsy Entrepreneur Podcast. Glad to have you back. As always, hopefully you're doing well and your families are doing well. So I got a special episode for you guys. This is an episode where I'm going to go over and answer some questions that were submitted or asked by other Etsy sellers out there. People that, just like you, that need help with growing and building their Etsy shop, reaching their Etsy goals. So I wanted to share some of these questions with you today on the podcast to help you with your Etsy shop. They're hopefully something that you've wanted to know or will want to know in the future, and you can get something out of it and use it to benefit your own shop and improve your shop. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in and go over some of these questions that were asked by Etsy sellers. Hope you guys enjoy.
All right, so another question about a logo, creating a logo. So the best, there's really two good resources for a logo. And if you guys have logos that you want to update, first of all, don't overthink a logo, but you should have something that's simplistic, but it has your name. And it can be as simple as, two letters put together with your full name. If it's like Emily's Designs, I don't know why I keep using that example, but that's what comes to me. I don't even know what that shop, if that's a real shop, but Emily's Designs, you can do an ED and then have Emily's Designs underneath it. But you can create a logo yourself in canva.com, canva.com. It's super easy to use. It's free, which is even better. And it allows you to upload images, or you can create images on there for free and save them. And you can use that for your logo and your banner image on Etsy. So it's a really good resource. I use it all the time. If you don't want to do that, you can go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr, I think, Fiverr.com. Yeah, I think there's one V, two. So Fiverr, and you can pay someone $5 to create a logo for you. So it's super easy that way as well. But yeah, I would just say don't overthink it. Don't make it too crazy, too intricate. Because if you look, a good thing to do is look at main brands that you guys know and love. Their logos are usually pretty simplistic. For whatever reason, we want to overcomplicate it when we're creating it because it's like really close to, what we're doing. So we want it to make it super complex when it doesn't really have to be. And you can use canva.com for your banner image as well. If you guys don't have banner images on your shop, I would highly recommend putting a banner image on your shop. Doesn't have to be your logo. It can be your best-selling products, or it can be just a different design of your brand. I've seen people do both, and both work. So, can you use the Etsy name you decide on to also build business website and be able to sell on social media pages and connect Etsy to those areas? Yes. Yes, you should be able to, as long as those names aren't taken on social media. So it's pretty easy. I would recommend. Don't get ahead of yourself if you're just starting. Get a good handle on your Etsy business first, and then you can work on kind of building out those social media channels and stuff like that. Because a lot of people get way ahead of themselves, and then they end up spending a lot of time on trying to create a separate website, separate social media, and their Etsy business isn't even filled out yet. But when you're comfortable with your Etsy business, you can create a Facebook page, you can create a Instagram page. Those are probably, and Pinterest. And then if your shop name is available, you can use that, or you may have to alter it a little bit, which isn't a big deal. You may have to abbreviate it a little bit, or maybe add another word. Like I think I had to add co to the end of mine for my Facebook page. So you can tweak it a little bit, but it's going to be the same branding, so it's not going to make that big of a difference. And then Etsy allows you to create a website pretty easy. It's through Pattern. I think it's like $15 a month, and it basically just takes your Etsy page, and then it gives you a URL. You can buy a URL with your name in it. So when someone searches for you, they'll go to your actual separate page, which looks similar to your Etsy page, but you can brand it and stuff like that. They made it pretty easy to do that. It doesn't have as many features as like if you go out and create your own website elsewhere, but it's good enough, especially when you're starting. I did Pattern for several years, and what's nice is it's integrated. If you create a website through Pattern, it's integrated. So if someone goes to your URL, buys from you, it imports into your Etsy shop. So it's just like you're working from your Etsy shop. So it makes it super easy. You're not having to go to two different places to fulfill orders and print out stuff. It all comes to back to your Etsy shop. All right, let's see what other questions. All right, I sell gourmet dips, and we tell people you can cook with them too. Would it be helpful to add a recipe as one of the images? I'm not sure how to get that across to my customers. Right now, I have pictures of cooked food with the product, but I don't think it translates. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you can use that for, whatever you can use your dips for, your product for, that makes it more robust. I would definitely suggest doing that. You see that all the time, with different products, food products, what you can use it for. This is a terrible example, but the spam commercial that I've been seeing a lot lately, they have, a recipe, they're cooking tacos, or they're cooking, spam and eggs and stuff like that. I mean, spam will probably take years off your life, but it is delicious. But anyways, so yeah, any product like that where you can tell someone how to use it that makes it more valuable, I would definitely suggest doing that. So if you can use it in different recipes and stuff like that, give them the recipe, because they're gonna be like, wow, that sounds really good. Not only can I use it as a dip, I can use it in this recipe that's gonna make it taste awesome. So yeah, definitely do that. So a couple of questions. How do I increase conversion rate? Basically, it's your conversion rate is how many people are visiting your shop, and then how many people out of those people who's buying. So usually a good conversion rate is above a 1%. That's kind of what you want to shoot for. If you're in the stats tab in your marketing manager, you can see your overall conversion rate, and then you can go scroll to the bottom and see your listing conversion rate. And I have a whole course in the masterclass about looking at the stats, and from the stats kind of letting you know what you should be focusing on and fixing. But increasing conversion rate, and then there's another question. I get a lot of favorites on my product. How can I make them buy? So this is also related to conversion, buying the product after seeing it. So one thing you guys want to make sure to do that will help in these areas, if you go to the marketing tab and you set up coupon codes for those people that favorite your listings and those people that add the items to the cart. It's especially important for people that add items to their cart. So if they select buy, it pops in their cart, and then they don't purchase, they get distracted or move on with their lives, or they hit favorite, and same thing, it just goes in their favorites list. And a lot of people are like, I get so many favorites, but no one's buying. Well, one thing that you can do to entice them is go to the marketing tab and set up coupon codes for those that add items to the cart and those that favorite. So you can do any percentage off that you'd like. I would probably recommend at least doing 15 to 20. That seems to be the sweet spot. People don't care about 10%. At least when I tried it, they don't care as much about 10%. When I bumped it to 15 or 20, I did see some pretty good results with that. So definitely, and what it's free. Basically, it's free email marketing that Etsy offers. They used to charge for it. They used to charge per send. Now it's free. So it's a great resource. Within 24 hours, the customer will basically get a buyer or get an email saying, "Oh, you favored this. Come back and buy it. You'll get 15% off." Or, you added this item to the cart. Do you want to complete your purchase? Here's 15% off, and it entices them to come back. And it's an very old trick. A lot of companies use this, but they use it because it works, and it works good. And usually you have to pay for the email marketing, and Etsy does it completely free. So definitely go in and set that up. You can also set up coupon codes for whatever. If you just want to set up a coupon code for 10% off or 15% off, and then put it on your business card, or just give it out to people. If you do craft fairs, make sure that you have a business card with a percentage off on it. So you can create the coupon code in Etsy and then copy it wherever you want. You can also put coupon codes on your packing slip. It enables you to do that. So basically that helps bring people back and buy from you. On the bottom of your packing slip, it'll say, come back and you get 10% off or something like that. So definitely set that stuff up. It's all free. I know it cuts into your margins, but to figure out kind of what works for your business and what works for your margins. But the ultimate goal is bringing people back and, creating fans, that want to buy from you. But everyone loves deals. Everyone loves coupon codes. You can also run a sale through the marketing tab too. You can run a sale for up to 30 days, but be strategic with it as far as like around different holidays and sales events and stuff like that. So there's a lot of strategic things you guys can do with that. But it's really, it's a really neat tool to help you guys with conversion and ultimately getting more sales, which is great. So what is the best way to be visible in a sea of the same products? So this comes up a lot. A lot of people get frustrated because, they're like, man, there's so many products out there. It's so saturated of the stuff that I sell. But you have to look at it in a different way. If there's a lot of competition, that's good. That means there's a big market for those products. You just have to work on separating yourself from the competition by, creating your brand and creating a professional store. Make sure you're making great products, great quality products, and make sure your pictures are top notch. And then, make sure your customer service is, amazing customer service as well. And you'll slowly start to separate yourself, apart from the competition. You're not always going to be the lowest. You don't have to be the lowest cost. That's another mistake that people make. Setting your prices too low makes your stuff seem cheap, and setting it too high can be a problem too. So don't feel the need to just drop, lose all your margin and set your prices super low to try and get customers. A lot of times it doesn't work. So set a price that you're comfortable with. It's somewhere, in the middle that makes sense. And then just make sure you're creating high quality items. You're investing a lot of time in your pictures, in your description, making sure your shop looks professional. And then over time, as you're implementing the strategies, some of these strategies that I talk about, you will start to see you make more progress. You get more traffic, you get more sales. You'll get more reviews, you'll get more high quality reviews, you'll get more 5-star reviews. And that stuff kind of is a snowball effect. Especially if you're a newer shop, you need time for the algorithm to kick in, for you to get some, high quality reviews, some 5-star reviews. And then Etsy's algorithm will start sending you more people because you're getting really good reviews. They're getting a good experience. And then if you can think of ways to set yourself apart, maybe you add more value. Maybe you have the same type of product, but maybe you add value in a different way. Maybe there's something that you can add to your listing that complements that product, that adds value, or a little tweak you can make to that product that's kind of like a wow factor. It adds value to that listing where it stands out. So just think about it like that. Like, how can you, especially if you're in your niche, like, your products, what other people sell, but what can you do that creates more value for that customer, makes your products stand out a little bit more?
All right, guys, that is it for today. That's all the time we have. Hopefully you got a lot out of those questions and you can apply them to grow your Etsy shop. If you guys are looking to improve your Etsy shop and really kind of hit the ground running with growing and advancing your Etsy business, I would like to invite you to join my Etsy Traffic and Sales Masterclass. It has over 20 courses showing you exactly how to grow and improve your shop, the exact stuff that I've done in my shop to get to the top 1% of all Etsy sellers, and make my entire living on Etsy. It also has a help forum so you can work with me directly, get any question answered, and most importantly, get the support you guys need so you don't feel alone, you don't feel trapped, you don't feel lost. You can get in now. I'm doing a free 30-day trial because I know you're going to get in there and you're going to love it. You're going to want to continue working with me. You're going to want to have that support and want to have those tools and resources available to you. So join at the bottom in the show notes. There's going to be a link to get your free 30-day trial. I really hope to see you guys in there. I would love to work with you and improve your Etsy shop, just like I have hundreds of other Etsy sellers. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome rest of your day.